And hello, good afternoon. It's Jason Mann with Jim Check and KelownaNow live on YouTube and X with your day's top stories. Well, the Prime Minister's trip to Jamaica over the holidays did not break any rules regarding gifts, said Canada's interim ethics commissioner Conrad von Finkelstein.
Isn't it Fichtenstein? Well, anyway, today he testified in front of the House Commons Ethics Committees regarding Justin Trudeau's private stay during his family vacation between December 27th and January 2nd. And according to von Fichtenstein, the Prime Minister's office consulted with his office before departing for the trip. Now media reached out to us. We reached out to the PMO on December 22nd, was told that the family would be paying for their own stay. However, on January 3rd, the PMO clarified that the family was staying with friends at no cost during the trip. The Prime Minister continues to reimburse the equivalent of a commercial airline ticket for his personal travel and that of his family. He took 2 jets, and he's going to refund like a Flair airline ticket for like $50. Oh, I interject there. The Prime Minister's office did not confirm where Trudeau was staying, but it was later reported that the villa the family stayed at runs around $9,300 a night. That must be one nice place. But that stay was given as a gift from a family friend, businessman Peter Green, who owns that villa. That inquiry was sparked by the Conservative MP's request about rules regarding gifts, including vacations and travel. And here we're going to go into a lot of stuff. Under the Conflict of Interest Act, no public office holder or member of his or her family should receive a gift or other advantage, including a trust that might be reasonably be seen as to give influence to the public office holder in the exercise of an official office, duty, or function. However, a little bit of fine print there, and they're saying unless that person was a relative or friend, and then now who's a friend, who's not a friend, right?
Well,
hey, I just met somebody. You're my best friend. Anyway,
it's a loophole.
The story's a little longer in there, and you can go ahead and read all of it if you can. And then we got a reply from Dan Elbis, and we have Dan Elbis actually on a live stream tomorrow morning. Well, we got a statement from Dan saying that from his perspective, the commissioner indicated there was a loophole in how the conflict of interest is written. Dan goes on to say, beyond that, states for the records that he pays for his own family vacations out of his own pocket, and that is also precisely what the leader of the official opposition does as well. To me, that is the standard. And to me, like when, I won't get into it. You go ahead and read, you go ahead and read that and just read it. And then,
we don't want to wind you up on a rant. What do you think?
Yeah, I could go on for this forever. I mean, I've done some audits and, conflict of interest, they can be a lot smaller than almost $90,000. But hey, in other really big news though.
Yeah. So former Rockets Dubé and Foote facing charges. And we just got an update
from Josh just came in to tell us that they've actually been charged in the sexual assault investigation. So both Dylan Dubé and Cal Foote played for the Kelowna Rockets, and this all relates to the 2018 World Juniors, and the incident happened at a Hockey Canada event in Southern Ontario in June of 2018. The 5 players were all members of the Canadian World Junior team, captained by Dubé, and they won gold half a year later after that event. The other 3 players named by latest report was Michael McLeod of the New Jersey Devils, Carter Hart of the Philadelphia Flyers, and Alex Formenton, formerly of the Senators, who I think was playing in Europe in the Swiss League. They're accused of sexually assaulting a woman in a hotel room in London following that Hockey Canada Foundation and Gala event. I think Josh was telling us all the lawyers have said for the players that they are not guilty. So this will likely go to a trial. Josh reached out to Bruce Hamilton, and Bruce said he will not be making a comment on this matter as it is now before the courts.
Avalanche Canada is warning that a wet slab avalanche risk is high in the BC interior.
Yeah, that's that scary thing when you get that little bit of like water underneath when it starts to melt and it creates that slip, and then all of a sudden the whole thing comes down, right? So it's just 2 weeks ago that we were seeing temperatures in the low 20s with some wind chill factors in the minus 30 mark. And with that large snowfall, now we're seeing temperatures hovering around 5 degrees, even reaching up to 10 in Kamloops. Kamloops got 10. Nice. So these drastic and fast-paced weather changes are influencing mountains and have increased avalanche risk across the BC interior, right? So be extra careful when you're out there, especially snowmobiling, if you're out skiing, like in different areas, even cross-country skiing, or anywhere there's, steep slopes, right? So just watch out for that stuff, right? They'll probably likely be doing a lot more avalanche control too.
And students will be able to return to Anne McClymont Elementary this week.
Where do your kids go?
To another school.
Valley? To a different school. There you go. After being forced out to adjust and adapt for more than 2 weeks, the kids will be coming back to their regular classes starting on Thursday, February 1st, right? So they'd been placed all over the place, and that was due to some repairs that were taking place in that school. We won't... There's a good story. Actually, we'll talk about it a little bit. There's a good story in there that it's that local journalism thing that we belong to now. Former Penticton mayor says the city has completely changed and not for the better. So he's just kind of reminiscing. It's a really good somebody did a really good job with that story. So I did, it's a good story. Go and read. Just, sit down and have a read through. He kind of goes through, some of the things that he's seen as mayor and what he sees now. So good reflections.
Mm-hmm.
We won't give it all away. You got to go there and see yourself. That's all. We got to drive you to the website at some point. KelownaNow.com, by the way.
And the BC government says a $32 million investment in nuclear medicine will expand cancer care.
There you go. That advancement in nuclear medicine to operate imaging equipment for cancer diagnosis. There you go. We're just having a little technical difficulties here. And there we go. We're back. So that announcement came just 2 years after a worldwide shortage of isotopes used for medical imaging machines that detect and monitor cancers. Health Minister Adrian Dix says construction is underway in Vancouver for a $21 million cyclotron and radiopharmacy laboratory to increase the production of radioactive isotopes used in the equipment that conducts PET and CT scans. There you go.
And in sports, the Okanagan Mission Huskies topple the KSS Owls to win Junior A Girls City Championship.
There's a rivalry, right? The OKM Huskies against the KSS Owls. So they continued in their fifth place matchup between the two teams, and the Husky edging out the Owls by 3 points to earn the title of city champions. There you go. Again, another good story from a local sports story. Again, a good one to go to Kelowna Now and read.
And on the roads, brought to you by CSN Collision Centers. Section of Highway 1 near Lytton is partially reopened or is partially reopening.
And that was where they had some of that flooding, right? That highway closed Monday afternoon due to flooding and debris on the highway. Drive BC says intermittent stoppages can be expected, causing delays of up to 20 minutes. The flooding happened between the junction of Highway 12, Highway 8, and the next update expected from 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Yeah, anytime you're out on the highways there, Drive BC, your friend, right? Mm-hmm. You can get it in a mobile and on your desktop. So that's all we have for this afternoon.
And
it's foggy out there.
Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow morning.
And foggy. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Check out that lower third. We even fixed the little grammatical error we had. That's nice. We fixed the ampersand, but I do like the lower third. What do you think?
I think it adds a professional touch.
There you go. And God knows we need some professional touches.
That was already covered in one of the stories.
There you go. Right. I'll be back in the morning with more professional touches.
Is that a promise?
Until then, have a good night.
All right.